So let us start Unit 3 in Web Technologies. So it is XML. So what is Unit 3 in Web Technologies? It is about XML. So what we are going to see in Unit 3 of Web Technologies XML? See, document type definition, nothing but DTD, XML schemas, document object model DOM, XSLT and SAX approaches, AJAX a new approach, introduction to AJAX, integrating PHP and AJAX. So in Unit 3 we have two parts. Part 1 is XML, part 2 is AJAX. So in Web Technologies we have Unit 3 which is XML. So part 1 is XML, part 2 is AJAX. These two will be under Unit 3. So what is XML, what are the contents and what is AJAX, how you can integrate PHP and AJAX, we will see in the following slides. So what is XML? Extensible Markup Language. So HTML, you know already what is the HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. So continuation for that is XML. XML means Extensible Markup Language. Extensible Markup Language, it is represented as XML. So it is a markup language which is used to create our own tags. So using XML what we can do, we can create our own tags. It is used to create own tags. So XML is used in data sharing applications. XML is case sensitive. XML means Extensible Markup Language. It is derived from SGML, Standard Generalized Markup Language. So what is SGML? Standard Generalized Markup Language. So XML is derived from Standard Generalized Markup Language. So next point, XML does not have any stand-alone elements. So XML do not have any stand-alone elements. So the elements are arranged in hierarchical manner inside a root element. So what are the points? First one, XML means Extensible Markup Language. It is used to create our own tags. Next, it is used for data sharing applications. It is case sensitive. XML is case sensitive. And finally, XML is derived from SMGL, Standard Generalized Markup Language. Then, we need to arrange data in the form of hierarchical database structure. In XML, we need to arrange data in the form of hierarchical database structure. So, we don't have any standalone elements. So, we need to arrange the elements in hierarchical manner inside the root element. So XML is the Extensible Markup Language. It is used to create our own tags. It is used for data sharing applications. It is case sensitive. XML is derived from Standard Generalized Markup Language. In XML we need to arrange data in the hierarchical database manner. We don't have any standalone elements here. So the elements are arranged inside the root element. So this is what XML is. So how to write an XML file? So now I am telling you the syntax or I am telling you the structure of XML file, and important point is this XML structure will depend on the logic of the program. So in C language you will have same syntax, in Java also you will have same syntax for one particular thing. But in XML the syntax or structure of the file will depend on the program logic. So I am going to tell you how to write a XML file, what is the XML structure, and it will be depending on program logic. So I am taking the example of blood donors information system. So for writing an XML program we need to have some data in the database. Now I am maintaining the data of blood donors. So if you see here, see these are the people, we have contact number, district name, blood group, donor name. So this is the database with different persons with their blood groups, with their district names and with their contact numbers. So I want to write a program using these. With a person Naveen, blood group O positive from Prakasham district with so and so contact number. With this we are going to write a XML file now with this example. So this is the data set or this is the data. This data is related to blood donors information system. Now for this we are going to write the logic. So first logic, see you can see here. See logic 1, donor name, blood group, district name, contact number. So the donor name is Naveen, blood group O positive, Prakasham district, contact number. Again second donor name, blood group, district name, contact number. Second fellow is Sharath with O positive, Guntur, contact number. So this is the hierarchical structure. So as I already told you, in XML we don't have any standalone elements. When we don't have standalone elements, we need to arrange the data in the hierarchical manner. When we want to arrange the data in hierarchical manner, we need to place all the elements from the root element. So here what is the root element? Blood Donors Information System, BDIS is the root element. So we are arranging in the hierarchical manner. This data is from dataset and this particular data is about blood donors, and here the root element is BDIS, Blood Donors Information System. So let us see. So we are going to write the XML file for Blood Donors Information System. To write an XML file, it will depend on the program logic. So we have taken some blood donors information, and we are by using logic 1, root element is blood donor information system, and we are constructing the hierarchical structure in this way. So if you see I have taken 2 blood donor names. So this is the root element. I have taken donor name, blood group, district name and contact number as the hierarchical to this root element, and I have given their details also. So let us write the code for this. So first tag, XML version 1.0 we are using. So BDIS is our root tag. In that we have donor name, blood group. If you observe here, whenever we are opening the tag, simultaneously we are closing the tag. So there are no predefined tags here. We can create our own tags. If you observe in HTML, we have image tag, paragraph tag, frame tag, so many other tags we have in HTML. But here there are no predefined tags. User can create their own tags. So I am talking about blood donor information, so I am creating the tags related to that. So actually I am using the XML version 1.0. Then I am going to write code for blood donor information system. That's why I have taken root element as BDIS. In that what elements I have? Donor name, blood group. So tags are created by me, and the tags are donor name and blood group because I am talking about blood donors information. So whenever the tag is opened, simultaneously the tag is also closed. If you see here, donor name tag open, closing tag. Blood group tag open, closing tag. So district name, closing tag and open tag. Contact number. So Naveen with O positive, Prakasham district, contact number. Again donor name, blood group, district name, contact number. Sharath with O positive, Guntur, contact number. Donor name, blood group, district name, contact number. Ravi with B positive, Krishna district, contact number. Finally donor name. See Ashok with B positive, Krishna district, contact number. This is the program. So XML version 1.0 we are using. So I have mentioned that in the quotations. So what are the tags? Braces with question mark, XML version 1.0, question mark and closing bracket. Then I am talking about BDIS, Blood Donors Information System. So I have created BDIS tag. While I have created a tag, I should have ending tag also. So BDIS is the opening root element tag. BDIS is the closing root element tag. Meanwhile, we have so many donors and information related to them. See donor name opening, close. Blood group open, close. District name, closing tag. Contact number, closing tag. Like this we can create for all the donors. We are talking about blood donors information system. So BDIS is the opening tag. Since we opened that, we should close with the closing tag. And we are using XML version 1.0. Reminding all, this data is related to our present project. That's why we have created that tags. Whenever we create a tag, we should have the closing tag also. Like this, you can create any number of XML files for all the donors. So next, logic 2. See, this is logic 2. Again, BDIS is the root element, and from the root elements we have 2 child elements like donors and from the two child element donors we are having donor name, blood group, district name and contact number. What is the difference between this logic and previous logic? See here, root element is BDIS. From this we have two child elements, donor and donor. So what is the difference between this logic and what is the difference between previous logic? We'll see. So in this logic, root element is BDIS and we don't have any child elements like donors here. Directly we came to donor name, blood group, district name and contact number. So in logic 1 we have the root element, but we don't have any subroots or we don't have any child for that root like donors. Directly we came into contact number, district name, blood group and donor name. This is logic 1. Like this also you can write. Otherwise, this is logic 2. This is logic 2 where you have created some child root nodes. So this is logic 2 where BDIS is the root element and we can create some subroot elements like donors, and from them for donor we have the properties. So we'll see the example. XML version 1, BDIS open tag, close tag. See what one more tag we have here, donor open tag, donor close tag, because BDIS is our root tag. If we directly go into contact number, blood group, phone number, we no need to mention this donor open tags and close tags. But what we have done, we have taken BDIS root element and again we have taken child elements as donors. That's why we are creating donor tags also. So donor open tag and close tag. There is no difference between previous program and this program, only difference is donor tag. So what is donor tag, we'll see now. See, all the rest of the program is same for logic 1 and logic 2 also. But what made difference? We have donor opening tag and donor closing tag. That's it. How many times if you want to write about your, for Naveen, one donor open tag and close tag. For Sharath, one donor open tag and close tag. For Ravi also, one donor open tag and close tag. Why this happened? Logic 1 and logic 2 both are same and both can be implemented for XML. But what is the difference? If we are creating some subroot elements like donors, then we need to mention this donor tag also. Rest of the program is same. So we'll see what is logic 3. See, in logic 3 what we are doing, we are specifying the donor names like donor 1 and 2. See, in the first example there is no concept of donor tags, only root element we have. In the second example we have only donor elements, but in the third logic I am specifying donor 1 and I am specifying donor 1 and donor 2. Rest of the logic is same, but I am just specifying donor 1 and donor 2. See how the code will be for this. XML version 1, BDIS open, BDIS close. Same program, this is the same program for logic 2 and logic 1, but what made difference is specifying the donor numbers. Specifying the, see here, donor 1 open, donor 1 close. Tag of donor 2 open, tag of donor 2 close. Tag of donor 3 open, tag of donor 3 close. So same, logic 1, logic 2, logic 3 are same and we can implement any one of them and all are correct. But what we are specifying, first only root element BDIS, then we came up with donor concept. Then again we are specifying donor 1, 2, 3. So if you have 10 donors in your database, you should mention 1, 2, 3, 4 and write the same program. So this is logic 3. So what is logic 4? We are centralizing the concept of donors. See here. So this is logic 4. BDIS BDIS is root element. Donors is also subroot element. Again, this donor is categorized into separate donors. Donor name, blood group, district name, contact number are same elements. Program also same, root element also same, but we are specifying in logic 4 a subroot element like donors and again categorizing that into donor and donor. So we'll see the example for this. XML version 1, BDIS root element, BDIS close tag, donors open tag and close tag. Same program from the last 4 logics, program is same, but only some tags are different. You need to understand the difference in the tags. So if you see here, all these elements like donor name, blood group, district name, contact number are same. Closing tags also same. The information we are giving from past 3 programs is also same. BDIS close tag, BDIS open tag same. The syntax for XML bracket question mark XML version, question mark ending bracket, that also same. What happened here? Additionally, we have added the donors tag and a closing tag for that, and in between we have used the separate donor elements. So this is only the difference. For the 4 logics, code is same. For the 4 logics, content is same, but only when you are changing the root elements, some tags are changing in the code. So next one, next example, placement information system. So till now we have written the code for blood donors information system. So the next example is placement information system. So see the example. So this is the table for placement information system. What are the elements we have? Student name, passed out, placed in, package. So what is the student name, when he passed out from the college, in which company he is placed, and what is the package. So this is the data set with all the data of students who passed out in which year, in which company they placed, and what is the package. So let us see what is the logic for this. Since we are talking about placement information system, root element will be PIS. Why our root element changed? We are talking about placement information system. Placement information system. So when we talk about blood donors information system, it will be BDIS. When we talk about placement information system, it will be PIS. So PIS will be the root element. And what logic we have? We have the student. For particular student, we need student name, passed out year, placed in the company, what is the package. So how we can write the code for this? XML version, PIS open tag and PIS close tag. So this is the point I have told you in the first slide. Whatever tags the user want, he can create. Now the user is talking about placement information system, so he created PIS tag. When a tag is opened, tag should be closed. So XML is a beautiful language where the user can create his own tags. So we are talking about placement information system, so we created PIS tag. So see, student name, passed out year, placed in package. Likewise, how many students we have, that many times we will write. So see here, Ravi passed out in 2015, placed in TCS with 2.5 package. Sharath in 2014 in NDDT data with 4.5 package. Like that, how many students you have, what all the data we have, we can create. So what are the tags here? Student name, passed out, placed in package. So whatever element you have, you can convert that element into tag, nothing but user defined elements, user defined tags. So in XML we can create our own tags. So XML version 1.0, we are talking about placement information system, so PIS open and close tag, and we are talking about student, so student open, student tag, student close tag. Ultimately, in between, how many times if you want to raise the student tags, that many times you can raise. And what will be the internal tags? Student name, passed out year, placed in package. So likewise, what are the 4 logics we have followed for blood donor information system? We can follow that same 4 logics for placement information system and write as our own programs. We have written 4 different programs for blood donor concept. Likewise, we can take the same logic and apply for placement information system also and write different 4 logics. So the next one, library management system. How you are going to write the XML file for library management system? So if you see here, what will be there in library? Title of the book, author, ISBN number, publisher, edition, price. So these are our elements. So what will be there in library? Obviously books. So what is the information related to books? Title of the book, author, ISBN, publisher, edition and price. So how you can write the XML file for this? So see the logic. This is for library management system. This logic is for library management system. So this is the logic for library management system. So first we have the bookstore. Bookstore is the root element. From bookstore we have the child elements like book. For book we have the attributes like title, author, ISBN number, publisher, edition, price. So this title, author, ISBN number, publisher, edition, price are called as attributes. Attributes. This bookstore is the root element. Bookstore is called as root element. Title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition, price are called as attributes, and these are child root element. Book is child root element. So having this logic, how you can write? Previously, how you wrote the XML code for blood donors, how you wrote the XML code for placement information system, same way you can write the code for bookstore also. So XML version 1, bookstore open tag, close tag, book open tag, close tag. Then title, author, ISBN number, publisher, edition, price. Title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition, price. So C language, Balaguruswamy, Pearson 2nd edition, $25. So likewise, how many elements we want, we can insert. So our own tags we can create. So since I am talking about library management system, bookstore is my root element and closing of bookstore. Book is my subroot element and closing of book tag. Meanwhile, what tags will be there? What are the attributes? That tags only will be there. So what are the attributes? Title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition, price are the attributes. So that tags only I have. So this is the example for library management system. So what we have seen what is XML. We have seen what is the structure of XML. Then we have seen how to write the code XML file for some library management system or bookstore. So what is the important point you need to remember here? Whatever tags you are interested, you can create that tags. So we have seen example for blood donors, placement information system and library management system. All the tags are user created tags, and writing an XML file is such an easy if you have the data in database. So this will be the output. So this will be the output if you write the XML file for countries. So this is the XML file for countries, XML version 1. This is the XML code for countries. So XML version 1.0, countries is the root tag, country is the subroot. So what attributes we'll have for country? Name, capital. So those are the tags. India, Delhi. Pakistan, Islamabad. Afghanistan, Kabul. USA, Washington. So name of the country, capital. So I have taken XML 1.0 version. Countries is my root element. Country is subroot. If you generate diagram for this, how it will be there? You are talking about countries. So that is root element. In countries you have subroot like country and country. For this country, what attributes you have? Name, capital. This is how the logic will be there. Countries, root element. Countries is root element. So this country and country are child subroots. For that, what attributes we have? Name and capital. This is the logic. With this logic, how will be the output? See here. XML version 1.0, countries is the root element in that country. So name and capital are the user defined tags. So like that closing tags also. This is the example for XML file for countries. So next one, how you can write a XML file for hospital information management system. Hospital information management system. So see here, this is how you can write a logic for a hospital information management system. So hospital information management system, so it is HIMSS. Hospital information management system, so it is HIMSS. This is the root element. For this root, what the subroots we have? Inpatient, outpatient, doctors, supporting staff. This is what all the hospital we have. So inpatient, outpatient, doctors, supporting staff are also tags. Now we are writing the XML file for hospital information management system. So I am first developing the logic. So what a inpatient will have? Date of attending, assigned doctor, caretaker, contact number, name, room number, ward number, ID. So what a outpatient will have? Time of going, assigned doctor, ID. So what doctor will have? Name and specialization. Supporting staff will have name and designation. So all these things also will be converted as tags. All these also converted as tags. Root element also converted as tags like HIMS, like this. So open braces HIMS, closing braces /HIMS. These are the open and close tags of HIMSS. We are talking about hospital information management system. So that is the root element. That will be the first tag. What an hospital will have? Inpatient, outpatient, doctor and supporting staff. That all also will be tags. Then what individual attributes of these? So individual attributes of inpatient, outpatient, doctor and supporting staff like name and specialist, name and designation also will be as tags. So how you can write a XML file for this? Like this only you can write the XML file for hospital management system also. So see here, XML version 1.0 will be same. I am talking about hospital information management system. So here countries will be replaced with HIMS. Country will be replaced with inpatient. But the same program is same. Same way how you have written the code for blood donors, placement information, countries. Same way you have to write code for hospital information management system also. So next topic, our next topic in unit 3 is DTD. So DTD is nothing but what is DTD, as I told you in the while talking about the document type definition. So we have started unit 3. We have seen what is XML. So now we are going into document type definition, nothing but DTD. So DTD is document type definition. So till now we have seen what is XML. Now, so what is DTD? So document type definition. So it is a set of rules that will describe how a XML file should be. DTD is nothing but a set of rules which will describe how the XML file should be. So DTD is used for structuring the XML document. Very simple. DTD is nothing but document type definition, which are nothing but rules. These rules are used to decide how an XML file should be. So what are the symbols used in DTD? We can use some symbols in DTD like see here, question mark, addition symbol, asterisk, and we may not use any symbol also. So first of all, DTD is document type definition. Those are a set of rules that are used to structure the XML file. Now we can use some symbols in DTD. So we'll see what are those. So first one is question mark, which means element can appear only once if at all. Second one is addition symbol. Element must appear at least once. Asterisk. Element can appear as many times as necessary or none at all. Pipe symbol defines a choice between the elements. Braces defines the group of elements. So these are the symbols we are going to use in DTD. So document type definition, which is nothing but a set of rules and are used to structure the XML file. Here we can use some symbols. That symbols are nothing but question mark, addition symbol, asterisk, pipe symbol, braces. So question mark means element can appear only once. Addition, element must appear at least once. Asterisk, element can appear how many number of times it wants, that many number of times it can appear. Pipe symbol that will define the choice between elements. Braces defines the group of elements. Let us see examples. So how to write it DTD files? For first I am taking bookstore example. So see here, we cannot not using any symbol is also one point. You can stay calm without using any symbol also. So this is the example 1. Here I have created an element. So what is the syntax? Braces, exclamation mark, in capital letters element name, element type, closing braces. This is the syntax. So see here, element name, element type. So bookstore, book. You can represent like this because you don't have any symbol there. But all other 3 ways you cannot represent. So you can only represent this statement in this way because you are not using any symbol there. So bookstore leaving empty like this is not good. Bookstore having multiple books is not good. Bookstore with two sub elements is also not correct. What is the only correct thing? You have not used any symbol here. So bookstore directly book, one single attribute is right way. So the next one, I am using plus symbol here. What do you mean by plus symbol? At least once. So I have used plus symbol here. All the syntax is same. Element, bookstore, book. All the syntax is same. I have used plus symbol here. So what is the meaning of plus symbol according to our DTD? So element should appear at least once. So here element is not there. Wrong. More than once. Okay, at least we are telling at least once it should appear. Number of times also it can appear. So 2 times is good, 3 times is good, 1 time also good. But we are using plus symbol, so we cannot leave it empty like this. At least once the element should be appeared. So this is about plus. Next one, question mark. So what is the meaning of question mark? If there is necessary, then the element will appear. So here the element not appeared, that also correct only. If there is necessary, it can appear 1 time. So it is correct. But these both are wrong. Bookstore is the root element and book is the type of root. I mean subroot. So what is the meaning of question mark here? Element, bookstore, book. Correct syntax only. We are using the symbol question mark in DTD. So what is the meaning of question mark? If there is necessary, element can appear once. If there is not necessary, we can leave it empty also. So leaving empty is good. Appearing once is also good. But appearing more than once is not correct in case of question mark. So finally asterisk means any number of times also it can appear. So you can understand by this. Asterisk means any number of times it can appear, or else it can be without appearing also. So everything is correct. Appearing once, not appearing at all, appearing twice, appearing thrice. Anything is correct because we are using the asterisk symbol. So what is the difference? When you are using asterisk symbol, if it want, it can appear any number of times and it can be silent also. So we are using some symbols in DTD and that symbols have the specified meaning. Likewise, first symbol not using any symbol, so then directly 1 time it can appear. Second statement we are using addition symbol, so if it want it can appear any number of times, but not appearing at all is wrong. Next we are using question mark. So only once it can appear or it can be silent. Element can be silent or element can appear once. And next symbol is asterisk. How many number of times it want, it can appear that many number of times, and it can be silent also. Everything is correct with asterisk. Finally, pipe symbol. So the next one is pipe symbol. So element, bookstore, book title and volume are the sub elements, and we are using pipe symbols in between them. And if you look at here, each element appearing one time. Pipe is nothing but or. What is the meaning of pipe symbol? Or. So book or title or volume. So bookstore book or bookstore title or bookstore volume. This is correct, and the rest of representations are wrong. All the rest of the representations not appearing at all is wrong. Appearing two times is wrong. Appearing two times is also wrong. Why all these things are wrong? The meaning of pipe symbol is or. Or means either this or that. So either book or title. Either title or volume. So how we can represent this? Book, bookstore, correct. Bookstore title, correct. Or bookstore volume is also correct. So this is pipe symbol. So rest of all the representations are wrong. And next one, order should be strictly followed. And if you see here, we are using comma symbol here. That comma is for following the order. So what order we have here? Title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition, price. That order should be strictly followed, then it is correct. If the order miss, that is wrong. So element name book, okay, acceptable. It has some parameters like title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition and price, and we are using comma in between them to maintain the order strictly. And if that order is maintained strictly, then that representation is correct. If any case the order lost, that representation is wrong. So next statement. See, this is statement 7. So again we are following the order, and we have title, author, ISBN, publisher, edition and price. But we have asterisk symbol here. If you see, we have the asterisk symbol here. Element, book with all the parameters is same as before example. But we have asterisk symbol here. So asterisk symbol means we should follow order, and any number of times we can give. So here following the order, one time it appeared. It is correct. Following the order and two times it appeared. It is also correct. And if it doesn't appear also, that is also correct. So asterisk means any number of times if they want, that number of times they can appear. Comma means they should follow the order. So here they followed the order and asterisk is there, that's why two times they have appeared. So the next one, not using any symbol at all. So element book has name and author, and we are not using any symbol here. So book internally will have name and author, only that representation is correct. So all of the rest of the representations are wrong, because we have the element book, and that element book has the parameters name and author. So book should have the parameters name and author. So all other rest representations are wrong. Finally, when you have asterisk, everything is correct. So you have the asterisk symbol here. We are talking about DTD. DTD means document type definition. Here we have symbols, and that symbols have specific meanings, and we are seeing examples further. So what is the symbol we used here? Asterisk. The meaning of asterisk symbol is how many times it want, it can appear that many times, and it can stay calm without appearing also. So all the representations are correct. Book element with name and author not appearing at all. Book element with name and author twice, because we have used asterisk. So book element with name and author thrice because we have asterisk symbol. Everything is correct. So finally plus symbol means at least once it should appear. So what is the meaning of plus symbol? At least once the parameter should appear. So element is book, parameters are name and author. If at least once they appear, all the representations are correct. If at least once also it do not appear, that representation is wrong. So this is append symbol. And finally we are into data. So this is the data regarding title. So what is the statement? Element title and we have parameters some data. So hash PC data in the sense while the execution you can give some data. So element is title. We have taken 4 titles and we have given the data as C, C++, Java and PHP. Next one, element is author. See, if you see here, next element is author. Author can be Balguru Swami, Herbert, Cherish Bates, Uttam K. Roy. Next element is addition. See, the addition can be second addition, first addition, third addition or 12th addition also. And the last element is price. So different prices we can give. So what the thing you need to remember here is, we are using hash PC data. It can be title, it can be author, it can be price. We are using hash PC data. Means while executing or while implementing we will give the data. So I have given element price. So at the time I will give what is the price for these 4 books. What is the title and what is the price. That I have represented as PC data. Then what are the types of DTDs we have? There are 2 types of DTDs we have. DTD means document type definition, which is used for structuring the XML file, and we have some symbols. Till now we have seen the examples for that symbols. Now what are the 2 types of DTDs we have? Internal DTD, external DTD. So internal DTD, external DTD. So these 2 we have. So if DTD is declared inside the XML document, if DTD is declared inside the XML document, it is internal DTD. If DTD is declared separately and linked to the XML document, it is external. So DTD is of 2 types, internal, external. So DTDs is of 2 types, internal and external. If we have a XML file and inside of it if we declare DTD, that is internal. We already have a XML file and inside only we are declaring DTD also. That is internal. Separate DTD file we have, separate XML file we have, we attached these 2, it is external DTD. So first let us see what is the syntax for DTD. So the syntax for creating internal DTD is, syntax for creating internal DTD, document type, root element, element declarations. Syntax for external DTD, document type, root element, public DTD file name. So syntax for declaring element in DTD, element name, type of element. So syntax for declaring element is always same. Syntax for declaring element is always same. Element name, type of element. So syntax for declaring element is always same. Syntax for declaring attribute, attribute list, element name, attribute type, default. This also same. So syntax of element DTD, syntax of attribute DTD is always same. Now what are the 2 new syntaxes we have? Syntax for internal DTD, syntax for external DTD. So what is the syntax? Document type, root element, element declarations. Internal DTD, document type, root elements, system public, DTD file name. External DTD, element name, type of element, declaration of element in DTD, attribute list, element name, attribute type, declaration of attributes. So these are the very important syntaxes and very important declarations in DTD. Now let us see example for internal DTD. As I already told you, internal DTD means we should have the DTD file in XML file. So document type. So document type, library management system, element, library management system, book, element, book, name and author. So declaration of internal DTD, document type LMS. Declaration, what is this? Declaration of element, LMS, book. Declaration of attributes, element, book, name and author. So what all tags we have opened, we closed all the tags, and book name is Java, author is Herbert. So these statements are DTD rules, rest of the program is XML document. So internal DTD means you should have the DTD file in the XML file, then it is internal DTD. So what are the syntaxes? As we already seen, here we have seen the syntaxes for internal DTD, element and attribute. So here with the same syntaxes we have created one DTD rules file and one XML document entirely stored in the same file. So book.xml is the single file. In that single file we have DTD rules, we have XML document also. So book.xml is the single file. In this single file we have DTD rules and we have XML document also. So document type, library management system, that is the syntax of internal DTD. So next one, element, library management system, book, syntax of element. Element, book, name and author. Syntax of attribute. By here we concluded DTD rules. Then what is the XML document? Library management system, open and close, book, open and close, name, author, open and close, details have Java and Herbert. So from library management system opening tag to library management system closing tag, it is XML document. So from library management system opening tag to library management system closing tag, this is XML document. So from document type to element PC data, it is DTD rules. All these are in the single file book.xml. So let us see one more example. So I have mentioned asterisk symbol here for book, so that how many number of times I want the book, it can repeat that many number of times. So see here, same program like before. I have DTD rules, I have XML document, both are embedded in books.xml file, so it is internal DTD. So document type LMS, element LMS, book, element book, name and author, all these are syntaxes. Accordingly I have written the program, but here I have given asterisk symbol for book, so I can repeat the representation of book. So 3 times I have repeated. I have given asterisk symbol, which means I can repeat book how many number of times I want. So I repeated book here 3 times. So first book is Java, second book is PHP, third book is C++. In the previous program I have declared just book. So only about one book I have represented. In this program, same syntaxes, same internal DTD, but I have mentioned asterisk symbol. So 3 times I have represented 3 different books. So this is the example for internal DTD. Now I am using asterisk symbol for title and author also. So I can give multiple titles and multiple authors. So I can give multiple titles and multiple authors. So in this program, this is also example for internal DTD, but I have given asterisk symbol for both title and author. So how many times I want, that many times I can change the title. So how many times I want, that many times I can change the author also. Same programs, same examples, same syntaxes. The only difference is symbols. If you don't use any symbol, only once you can represent. If you use asterisk symbol, you can represent how many number of times you want, that many times. All these are internal DTD only because DTD rules and XML document are in the single file book.xml. Syntax also same, but based on the asterisk symbol, I am repeating the list. So one more example where I have separately given asterisk symbol for author and title. Hope you understand the difference between previous program and this program. So if you see, this is a internal DTD. So DTD rules and XML document is stored in same book.xml. I am using asterisk symbol, which means I can use n number of times the same thing. Here for title I have used separate asterisk. For author I have used separate asterisk. So in the program also, title I have used n number of times, author I have used n number of times. So what is the difference? When I have given separate asterisk symbol for both the parameters, that parameters are used n number of times separately. So that parameter is used n number of times separately. But what happened in previous slide? So in this program, we have the asterisk symbol for title and author both. So at a time we used title author, title author, title author, title author. 4 times I have used combined. But in the next slide, so asterisk symbol is separate for title and author. So separately I have used the repetition of title and author. So next we will see what is the example for external DTD. As I already told you, if DTD is represented inside the XML file, that is internal DTD. If DTD is represented separately and linked with the XML file, that is external DTD. So the example for external DTD. So what is the example for external DTD? See here, book.dtd is the DTD file. Book.xml is the XML file. We need to link these both. So first, declaration of external DTD. Element, library management system, title, author. Element title, element author. Only these statements will be in DTD file. So as I already told you, XML version, library management system, title, author, closing of all the tags will be the XML file. If you externally link these two files, that will be external DTD. So once we will see what we have discussed in today's class. So first we have started what is XML, then we have defined what is XML, then how to write a XML file by taking the examples like blood donors, placements, library management system, hospital management system. Then we have gone into what is DTD, what are the symbols used in DTD and how to write the code in DTD. Then types of DTD, internal and external, and syntaxes. Then examples for internal DTD and external DTD also. So this is the example for external DTD. So what we have? Separately we have DTD file, separately we have XML file, linking those both, that is external DTD. But in the same program, if you have DTD and XML, that is internal DTD. So in the next class, we will discuss what is XML schema. So next class, we are going to discuss what is XML. So what is XML schema, we are going to discuss in the next class. Thank you.
Okay, madam.